Okay. So let's make sure that actually the signs they're happening when you generate compassion. Um, and then sometime I try to mention it. So when we develop or when we generate compassion without worrying and sadness. That possible. Um, I don't think Buddha is always crying and worry, right? So if who is the best example, the compassionate one is the Buddha. Buddha's compassion is completely pure, right? So, but Buddha not always cry. Um, so therefore, we can generate compassion without sadness and worrying. That's the more proper way to generate compassion. Um, but having sadness is not the conflict with the compassion. It's could be you can have more sadness, but the holding it is not good. The holding sadness is also become more obscure due to continuous develop your compassion, right? So therefore, it's the sign here saying tears comes from your eyes and here standing up your peers. So it's not necessary always, but once you have that, this is good sign. It's just saying it's good sign. It's not necessarily it's a perfect signs. Okay, so the good signs and good sign. It then it says reflecting I will attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings, especially the perpetrators of harm. Generate the awakening mind and imagine that all sentient beings include perpetrators of harm. Attain the state of meditation, deities. Place your mind for a long period in this wisdom, free of conceptual elaborations. When conceptualizations begin to occur, perform the dedication. Okay. And then, okay, we have to continue generate compassion and increase it. And how can I do without sadness and worry? Because generating compassion, I have to must think that beings are suffering, and then how much I think suffering they are suffering, that much brings me to worry and sadness. So then, how I could do without sadness, right? That's question comes, and then there are many things. The one things that's always I'm mentioning it, accepting samsaric nature or understanding it. That's one help you do, help you not have very worry and heavy sadness. And then also dependent origination, understanding emptiness, understanding dependent origination also makes you balance. And also as well as impermanence, right? And karmic cause and effect. So understanding these are law and cause, I mean like a karmic cause and effect, dependent origination, impermanent, and then how much you understand, that much you accepting it, that makes you not too much worry and heavier sadness while you're generating compassion. This is important part because um, I see that the heavier sadness is sometimes obscured to generate compassion and increasing compassion. This is important part, okay? This is a very important part. But we do have, We do have their bodhisattva and great practitioner who's cry a lot whenever they think the beings are suffering, whenever beings are circle existence. So then they cries a lot. But I don't think they cry always, right? But not all practitioner, grad practitioner, and bodhisattvas, not every single bodhisattvas, right? Um, for example, here, His Holiness Dalai Lama, he do sometimes cry once he talks about guru devotions, once he talks about compassion. So so far I see more that when he talks about bodhicitta and guru devotion, that's he cries many times, but not the always, right? He talks every time compassion and bodhicitta. Also himself doing every day meditating on compassion, right? So but we are not seeing him always crying. We are not seeing him always having a very sadness. If so, of course, then his health condition should be very worse. But he's very healthy, even he generating compassion every day. Because the worrying and sadness is also making us like a it's a immune system. Weakens the immune system. What's that? Weakens the immune system. Yeah, weakens our immune system, same as like anger, right? So we will not have energy, and then that's what we can see. Who have a lot of sadness, this face is really going to change it, right? It's not brightness. The face is kind of like a shows that have very heavy illness, who have a very sad and worry every day. That face we can see very weak. But the Dalai Lama face is not like this. Our Rinpoche's face is not like this. Dalai Lama and our Rinpoche's face, very healthy face, right? Looks like their immune system is perfect, but they do meditate on compassion every day, much deeper than us. The point is, yes, you should generate compassion without too much worrying and heavier sadness, right? So whenever we ever generate compassion, of course the sadness will be arises, but make it balance and continues increases your compassion. You know what I mentioned, these are the perfect example for us, right? So therefore, if we could do that, then there are nothing that discourages you to continue. So an incomfortable mind, like the sadness and worries makes you more sick, annoyed to you, and then you feel that I'm having extra suffering because of thinking compassion, because of thinking beings are suffering, right? So that more discouraged to you. Therefore, understand it, all samsaric nature, accept it. Based on that, you should generate compassion. That makes you balance. Special understanding ultimate reality or understanding dependent originations makes you very good balance, you know. So this part is important. You know, think back, as I say, the example Rinpoche and His Holiness Dalai Lama, they do every day meditate, but their health condition is perfect. That's the how we need it. Keep our health conditions perfect because of their mind is more calm. However, whoever their mind is more calm and peace, their health will be much better, because it's very much strong related between body and mind, right? So therefore, this is the very good sign that whoever have a very good healthiest body, look, we can imagine that their mind must be calm and peaceful, right? But never stopped generating compassion, never stopped thinking the suffering of beings with a very good, with the calm mind and good health. That's important, right? Okay. So otherwise you might think that, oh, tears flow from your eyes. Then until tears flow from your eyes, you're thinking again and again. That is not necessary. Okay. You're more like measuring that your insight is really goes deeper and developed or not. That's you have to think it. The external sign that tears flow from your eyes and other things, the hair standing up, that's, as I said, is just good sign, just good sign. Okay. Okay. So and then look at the page 4. When you have developed compassion toward one in this way, then extend it to others. The first we develop with the one person. This here, the Mahasiddhi Virvapa instructed us develop with a difficulty person, right? The most difficult person that you try to develop compassion toward them, toward him or her, and then now say it increases, it's extended it to others, such as medium and lesser perpetrators of harm. Then extend it to your relatives, fellow countrymen, the people of Tibet, of the earth, the 4 continents, saying that another planet, and the entire. Oh, that is difficult for me saying. Okay. Tertullian, what's that? Tertullian concept? Okay. Providing the expense of space, your compassion will then become immeasurable, right? So immeasurable. It says your compassion will become immeasurable. And then Buddhist compassion, way beginning, we are trying to generate compassion to all beings, right? Or if a single beings, it's kind of like already immeasurable where we when we practice this, when we training developed. So let's say it will become. Now it means like the way beginnings are just training and practice. It's not really you achieved compassion. This feeling is there, and then you are more having patience, forgiveness, all this having it, but with a few people. That's how we train it. And then when we expand it, once you do like a few people train very well, then makes you very easy to extend it to all sentient beings, because all sentient beings included in 3 persons has to be one of your relative close one, or neutral, or very much disliked it. All beings includes in these 3, right? As well as you training with these 3 persons, then it makes you very easy to extend it for all beings. So that's the saying, become immeasurable. Then once your compassions become immeasurable, then you can think you really achieved compassion. It's like not the limited compassion. It's a limitless compassion, and then it's a unbiased compassion. It's an unconditional compassion, right? That's the how we need to develop. This is the compassion, only that's compassion which can brings you a lot of benefit, right? if your compassion is biased, the benefit not that much. As well as your compassion is limited, benefit should be limited, right? So if your compassion is limitless, benefit is limitless, and then unbiased, unconditional, that much your compassion will be brings you more benefit. Okay, so one thing's everyone says who talks about compassion. Why we generating compassion? Because I want to free from suffering, and not just myself. I want to let them free from suffering. Both self and others wants to free from suffering. Therefore, I'm generating compassion. How? How much you generate compassion, that much makes you brave, right? The brave. How much you become brave, that much your minds will be calm and peace. And then brings you joyful to helping others. That's just the compassion's benefit, right? So that's the only you can have when you have an immeasurable compassion. Unconditional compassion, unbiased compassion. So then, yes, that's all benefits comes. Otherwise, when you're training it, when you are beginning of generating it, maybe some benefit there, not that you will have complete benefit, right? So therefore, if you really want to benefit from compassion, you must develop the compassion as immeasurable compassion, unbiased compassion, okay, unconditional compassion. That's the only one that my belief, and then many of our master that I hear it. This is not only the compassion which can bring you peaceful life, which can encourage you to help others, which can bring you a lot of other benefits, right? Okay. Because of these, your hatred and anger will naturally diminish. And such enemies as leprosy and malevolent and possessions will subside naturally of their own accord. Your mind will transform into affection for all beings, like a mother's love for her only child. The extraordinary wisdom that is free of conceptual elaboration will arise as well, right? Okay, so okay, I don't need to really explain on that. This is that's always taught it. Now move to next, the yoga of root causes. And then Virvapa said, assailed by inner and outer elaboration, when your awareness is in turmoil, recall this awakening mind that exchange self and others. This will destroy the army of afflictions and maras and transform them into wisdom free of elaborations. Okay, so okay, I think that the explanation will be the next one. As stated here, the awakening mind is the cause for attaining the state of omniscience. This is twofold: the conventional and ultimate awakening minds, of which the ultimate is the wisdom free of conceptual elaborations. Although the first conventional awakening mind has various forms, here we focus on the practice as taught by our teacher of exchange self and others. I'm going to just read this one because this we talked many times. And then first it's talking like a conventional bodhicitta, right? Conventional bodhicitta And I think, yeah, conventional bodhicitta has a two, right? Aspiration bodhicitta and engagement bodhicitta. So there's two. The ultimate bodhicitta is always the bodhicitta of engagement. It's not just aspirational, it's an engagement bodhicitta. But conventional bodhicitta has engagement and aspirational both. Now here talking about both, the bodhicitta, um, how to cultivate, it's like changing self and others. How to, how to think of when you do practice of changing self and others. But as you know, before you engage the changing self and others, to build up the equanimity mind is the very important, right? Um, because in Tibetan, say Dakshin, Nyam, Je, there are two words there, Nyam and Je. And when it's translated to English, only one word to use it. Dakshin Jewa, changing self and other. That's the only use it. Before that, Dakshin Nyamba, we are sameness, equanimity mind, equal mind, right? So the all beings are sameness, oneness. That's the you have to build it up first. Other way to say it's like an equanimity mind, right? So that goes together always. So without having equanimity mind, it's very difficult to exchange self and others. Okay, so what, as maybe most of you know, what means exchange self and others. So now, right now, where the cherish you are very much cherished to yourself. You are not cherishing to other. Now that thought is exchanged, more cherished to other instead of yourself. That's the exchange. Really, what you're going to exchange? Cherishing mind. That's the exchanging, right? Exchanging toward other instead of self. So of course, this is difficult. So therefore, before that, we have to build equanimity mind. So, and then with a lot of reason, right? Many reasons, and why I need to cherish, and how come we are sameness. And then it's like, say, for example, the questions comes like that. We always says they are your mother beings. They are very kind to you, not just one lifetime, many lifetime kind to you. But automatically, if you do more analysis, you will find, yes, I agreed. The one person's did many times my friends and my relative. Whenever they did my friends and relative, they kind to me. Same person, many lifetimes they become my enemies. Right? Whenever they become my enemies, they harms to me. And they do both to me. They harms to me, they benefit to me. Then I should think both equally. Then how I can exchange to them. How can think they are the only the kind persons. That kind of analysis comes when you are studying about the exchanging self and other, right? That kind of, this is the one example the questions comes that, and then find it out the answer for that. Until you are not finding answer for that, that's very difficult to exchange yourself and others, right? And this is the one example, and similarly there are many examples that we can, when you engage the changing self, the practice of changing self and others, that automatically comes there many cautions like this. Then you should find the answer. Until you until you found the answer, your mind's more seeing conflicted. Until your mind's more doubt and conflict, then you not really you want to engage this practice because you have a doubt. Not really you want to engage this practice because it's not make sense for you. It's more conflicting. So, so that's that you have to study the well, exchanging self and other, and equanimity. And after that, and then it talks here how it's this is instructed to people who knows, who understand it, to or why we are exchanging self and other, and then all this reason who knows. Then for them, okay, I know now all this that makes sense to exchange self and others, and one is equanimity. All this makes sense. Now, how I do? Then here, that's the instruction. People based on who knows. Okay, it's not instructed to very newer people never know, and then directly teaching this is not make sense. So some could be possible to continuous engage this, even they don't know that much, with the faith, with have good imprints, maybe with the faith, right? But the most of us, without understanding clear, engaging that kind of practice is difficult. So therefore, this kind of practice teaching us based on who knows very well, and then here's how to do it. So when you are plagued by grave physical illness, what's that? Plagued. When you are plagued by grave physical illness or a sorrowful heart, both of which are suffering when you are assailed by enemies, harmful possessions, or in imbalance of natural elements, or when forceful afflictions arises in you. Take all these as ingredients of your path. For instance, when strong aversions arises, you should contemplate thought the arising of this through the arising of this aversion. May all the instance of aversions and its causes that exist in the heart of the hostile being wrapping upon me. That's how we need to think. Okay, I'm not going to explain it because we know that. Because one time we talk like how we take another affliction upon to us. Usually changing self and others, we talk many times how it takes another suffering upon to us. And in one of our Sunday class, we taught also how afflictions takes upon to us. This is the same here, like emphasizedly talking. Um, it will be good to remind you. You should also aspire. May all the suffering which are the fruits of afflictions and are rooted in self-grasping that exists in the mind of sentient beings manifested upon me. In particular, may the physical suffering such as the experience of being burned, inflamed, right? And so on of the hell beings, the hungry ghost and the thirst of the hungry ghost, the killing and servitude of the animals, the quarrels and conflict of the demigods, the suffering of the birth, aging, sickness, and the death of human beings, plus the illness of the sick, the property of uh, deprivations of the poor, and the suffering of having defective origins wrapping up on my own suffering. So this is one example, like each beings, like what suffering the hell being, what hell being suffering, having suffering, angry, hungry ghost, demigod, God, human being. So when you generate compassion, you can think one by one, so it will be good to think. But This is the briefly giving example what they do have a suffering. Each being what they have a suffering. This is not the only. Therefore, you can learn more about what they have a suffering. If you know each birds are animal beings, hungry. Of course, we really don't like to rebirth in hungry ghosts and hell beings, and as well as animal beings. But even the gods, humans, and demigods have a same problem, same suffering. So you know more about suffering. That help you to have renunciations, right? So this is the example it says here, and then this all the wrap into mind. What's it? Yeah, the upon my own suffering. Then think, may all the obstacle and condition obstruct my attainments from the attainment of the human existence of leisure and opportunity to realizations of the grounds and path moisture upon these versions of mine. Okay. So in this way, concentrate your entire body, speech, and mind and single pointedly collect the suffering of all sentient beings upon yourself. Meditate in this way for 1 or 2 or 3 hours and so on. It's just how you begin. That's how you begin the talks on. While maintaining single-pointed, focus meditate until the conceptual processes, such as the afflictions, are specified. Turn this into element of your path until the suffering of illness comes to cease. Recite a lot. May the suffering of all being fall upon me. Okay, this is very good. Whenever you do practice compassion, or loving kindness, you should say something from your you recite, say something loud, and same time think. Get together will be help you to generate compassion. Will to help you to have some kind of feeling, deep feeling, right? So having it will help you have more experience. So far, either our like a meditation or studies or more intellectuals, and then verbal. We recite many prayer as just verbally, but it's combined it together. Say it same time think deeper way. That will help you better instead of just saying it or without saying, just thinking it's good, but it's like not really what called become stronger, right? You think it, meditate on compassion, same time say some word loudly again and again, same as like you repeatedly thinking, that's you repeatedly recite it, one line again and again. But if you do not think, that's the only makes you boring to recite, repeat it, right? So therefore, we repeat like a whole night and day just Om Mani Padme Hum. You might be don't like it, right? From morning to until next day, just recite Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. You might don't like it. But if you think, if you meditate, you will never have that boring mind. It's a boring mind. You will never have boring.
I don't know. You said like you won't get bored.
Yeah, you won't get bored. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you won't get bored if you think, if you meditate. Same as like we do recite Tara prayer repeatedly again and again 7 times, 6 times, 21 times, 100 times. So more than 3 times, if you not think, just reciting more than 3 times, that gets bored, right? But if you meditate and think something you while you are chanting the Tara prayer. At the same time, if you focus on something, or if you think or analyze it, or if you meditate single pointedly, whatever you do, that will be very help. Even you are reciting 100 times, you will not notice that I recite 100 times Tara prayer. I said like a Tara mantra 1,000 times. You will not notice that because your mind is keeps busy with meditating, right? So therefore, it's even just general prayer. That is good. Then of course, when you meditate, as a beginning, I'm saying in the beginning, when you meditate, as you're a beginner, then think, same time say something. Both together to do practice will be good, right? So therefore is keep encourage us to say recite aloud. May the suffering of all being fall upon me. Right? And also Lama Choba, the Guru Puja, at the end, the part of Lamrim prayer, they have a few lines. There are many practitioners. They recite that line again and again. Do you remember?
In the dedication?
Lama Choba, Dena Chizun Lama Tujeje, Majur Drave Dikti Tunga. So,
I mean, in the dedication.
all, not really dedication, all, it's saying all suffering happened to me. Um, all bad karmas happened to me. Uh, it's like there are 5 lines there. The 5 lines we recited when we do meditating on changing self and others. Okay, so that is also the this is also good to not this one, right? This is the one example that say recite a lot, might the suffering of all beings fall upon me. Also, it's good that if you recite that Lama Chopa's prayer, I don't know in English, it's in a Lamrim part. Oh yeah, this one. What's it in English?
Therefore, venerable and compassionate gurus,
Mm-hmm.
by my letting all the black karmic obscurations and suffering of mother sentient beings ripen upon me now, and giving to others my happiness and good deeds, may all sentient beings have happiness. Bless me thus.
Yeah, this line. If you recite it while you do generating compassion, or when you do practice, that's changing self and others practice. So that's recite this one is very good. Okay. So then visualize that all your virtues, both their causes and their fruits, such as your two accumulations. Two accumulations are same as like a two merit, right? The accumulating of wisdom, merit, and accumulating of, what do you say, merit? Accumulating of merit and accumulating of what is the two merit? You don't have to look at the text if you remember the two merits.
Is that wisdom and virtue?
Wisdom and virtue, okay. So the accumulated virtues and virtues and wisdom merits. Thus, um, okay. You know, when we do dedicate the end of our teaching, by this virtue may I accumulate it to merit, which brings me the two holy bodies, right? So that two merits is talks here, such as your two accumulations, and emanate from your hearts like the rays of rising sun. Imagine that touch the sentient beings, who are then lead to the state of meditation deities. The nature of Buddha's body wisdom. What is the AB? the nature of Buddha's body and wisdom.
As you place, as you then place.
Oh, it's as, okay. As you then place your mind in the wisdom, free of conceptual elaborations. The conceptual elaborations, there are a few times said it like conceptual elaborations. Free from conceptual elaboration is perceiving truly existence. That's the conceptual elaborations. So we should freeing from perceiving true existence, right? Therefore, same as like a free from conceptual elaboration. Wisdom free from the wisdom free from conceptual elaboration is the wisdom which sees emptiness. Okay, that's the same meaning. And extraordinary wisdom dawns within when the continuum of conceptualizations what's called resurfaces from the dedications. Thus, on the beginner level, should practice in the manner. Once you gain greater familiarity, then whatever thoughts arise grows our subtle conceptual processes, fear, suffering, and so on. Assimilate them as before and focus on them single-pointedly. Recite loud, through my virtue, may all beings attain happiness. Okay. Above is say what you should give and how you should give, right? Then you imagine that your body, material resources, and positive karma wrapping upon sentient beings, and that they thus attained uncontaminated bliss. Uncontaminated bliss. The difference here lies in the piece of the visualizations. With respect to purpose, there is no difference between meditation of beginners and those with greater familiarity. As for the including practice, what's that? As for the concluding practice, it is the same as the previous one. That is to perform the dedications when conceptualizations recurs. Okay. Again, until you have a question, I thought it's okay. That is clear. It's very clear. If you have a question, I can tag it. Otherwise, I'm going to read this textbook.
Yeah, sorry, about the last sentence that performs dedication when conceptualization reoccurs. So when you start to conceptualize, then you dedicate? I don't quite understand.
So dedication, the dedicate that whatever I just virtues for achieve enlightenment. That's the all this practice is above also have like a dedications, right? Where is it? Somewhere there. Here, the page 3 at the end. Place your mind for a long period in this wisdom free of conceptual elaborations. When conceptualism began to occur, perform the dedications. So when you meditate continuously on giving in self and others, right? Then do it, and then before you stop, or once whenever time to come stop, immediately dedicate. That's the very every single activities that we have to do it, not just here. Every single virtuous activity, at the beginning motivating, at the end dedications, always do it. This
I
is
understand that. It's just when conceptualization recurs, what does that mean that you're done with your meditation? I don't.
no, you are when you meditate, you are concentrating on whatever you are meditating, right? After you finish the meditations,
Oh, okay.
out meditation.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Same. It's a meditation or prayer or prostration, whatever you do, whenever you're done, has to be dedicated at the end.
It's just a fancy word for saying when you're done, right? Conceptualization.
When you finish whatever your practice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So this is important. This is important part. Therefore, this is I just remind you all. The dedication is that they never miss that dedicate to achieve enlightenment for sake of others. That dedication never missed it. And then also never miss the dedication for the Buddha's Dhammas in flourishing in everywhere. And also they are not miss that whoever hold the Buddha Dhamma, include our Guru and all this, the holding Buddha Dhamma, having long life. These three dedications never missed. And based on that, you can do whatever you dedicate, right? So, and then why we do dedications, because our virtue shouldn't be destroyed by anger. So our virtue remain until it fruit comes. Our virtues remain until we enlighten it. This is the one method we should dedicate whatever we do, accumulated virtue. So our actions are virtue actions are accumulating virtue. Whatever virtue actions, either meditation or prostration, right? Teaching or do other helping others, whatever virtuous actions. After right away, when you finish it, then dedicate for these three base, and then you can do more. Okay, this is the talks here. Okay. The immediate benefit of the conventional awakening mind are the thought process such as the affliction subside. You gain release from sickness and harmful possessions, right? Because of saying how much you calm mind, that much your immune system is better, that much your health will be better. And then you will be free from sickness and harmful possessions. That's the shit said it. It's not that you generate the bodhicitta and the power of bodhicitta makes you free from illness. If you think only, you not find out the very how it's connected or link, how it's freeing from illness or sickness, then you might be misunderstand. Just thinking, how precious bodhicitta, it's a very holy mind. The power of holy minds help me to free from sickness. As I'm reciting Tara mantra, as I'm reciting Tara's prayer, that helping me to release from sickness because of their holy beings and holy object. If just think that, you will have misunderstand. Right? So therefore, just generating bodhicitta or compassion makes your mind more calm and brave. That much you are inside, elemented, all these 5 elements function very well. Your immune system will be getting more stronger. That leads you free from sickness. That's the connection. It's not just power of the bodhicitta, right? It's not just holy object. It's a precious, yes. So, okay, sickness and harmful possession. You become beneficial to all beings, and you bring them under your spire of influence, or sphere of your sphere of influence. In the antram, you attain the state of Buddhahood, enjoyment body, emanation body, and thus bring about the perfect welfare of others. Okay. Now here, the ultimate bodhicitta, the conventional bodhicitta, it's instructed us to do with the self, changing self and other practice. That's how we need to be develop conventional bodhicitta. So through the ultimate awakening mind, you achieve the seed of Dharmakaya. So Dharmakaya is the one of the Buddha's body. It's called sometimes natural body, Buddha's natural body. Dharmakaya, and thus attain the great seal, which is the supreme attainment. When such auspicious conditions are gathered, all kind of signs associated with your body, speech, and mind emerge. So that's thing. Ultimate awakening mind is a little bit different than, okay, better way to say, the ultimate awakened mind and then conventional awakened mind, they're not, at the moment, there's different aspect. It's not the same aspect, right? So bodhicitta, awakening mind, what do we give definitions or how we define it? What is the awakened mind? It's more defined by conventionally awakened mind. The ultimate awakened mind is, yes, you hold the bodhicitta inside, but you are more focused on emptiness, or you are perceiving emptiness with the power of bodhicitta. Right, that is the actually ultimate awakened mind. So ultimate awakened mind, what the object of ultimate awakened mind is emptiness, right? What the object of bodhicitta, conventional awakened mind, or bodhicitta is like an enlightenment mind. I mean, enlightenment, fully enlightenment. Okay, these are the difference between ultimate awakening mind and conventional awakening mind. Okay, so, and in particular, the mental state free of subject and object dualism, tranquil, abiding, and penetrative insight arise in your mental continuum. Dualism, subject and object. You are free from dualism, dualism, subject and object. It means when you perceive emptiness directly, then okay, next. Okay, let's say before you perceive emptiness directly, object is here. It is whatever you see is emptiness on, like as a self or your body. This is object which you analyzing. It is truly existence or non-truly existence. You are analyzing on, like, take example as your body, right? And then you are analyzing on your body, thinking that it is truly existence or not truly existence. Then you are finding more reason and more reason, and finally, when you understand it's a lack of truly existence, it's not truly existence, right? So that you understand by the analytical meditation or analysis, and after that you are found it's not truly existence, my body is not truly existence, then you are meditating, single pointedly meditating on that lack of truly existence or emptiness. And slowly you will not see that emptiness in body is separate. You will not see the subject that your mind, which is perceiving emptiness, and emptiness itself is not really separate. That is non-dualism. So therefore, until then, you are not free from non-dualism. You always see the subject and object distinguished. Until then, until your subject and object as seeing as distinguished, then always like it's cause us problem, because it's like until you see subject they're distinguished, then you always see it as more solid. That objects are more solid. So when you see there's objects, your body, this example that we talked to, right? So your body, it's more like a lack of inherent existence, and then it goes more deeper and you perceive directly, then you are not really dualism between your body, emptiness, and mind. You feel all as the same. Whenever you feel the same, then you see your body is not solid. Your mind is like an emptiness itself is not solid. As well as you're seeing the body and emptiness itself is not solid, then you are not grasping on that. If you're not grasping on that, you will not have anger. You should not have an attachment on your body. You will not have jealousy on your body, or so on and so on. That's how, difference between seeing dualism and non-dualism. Okay? So therefore, we should try to free from dualism, which is subject and object distinguished. So that means here that the point saying is you should realize, when you realize the emptiness, then you are free from subject object dualism. Okay. You then abide in what is known as the singular instant of reflexive awareness, which is an instance of cognitions that embodies the five wisdoms. The empty, non-conceptual mind is Dharma body, same Dharmakaya or truth body. The self-cognition is enjoyment body, it's a Sambhakaya, right? And while it's illuminosity is the emanations body, which is Nimanakaya body, Nimanakaya. So the invisibility of these, what called? Indivisibility of these three is the self-nature body. Sambhakaya, since the mind itself is free from all conceptual elaborations, it is the wisdom of the ultimate expense, its cognitions of itself as empty is the mirror, or like a wisdom itself cognitions is discriminative awareness is illuminations of itself is of itself is the wisdom accomplishing all deeds, and their indivisibility is the wisdom of equanimity. The five, it's actually, this talks about the five different wisdom. It's not different than omniscient mind, it's not different than wisdom body. So the wisdom bodies have a different aspect. Omniscient mind, when omniscient mind knows everything as an emptiness, that's called the mind itself is free from all conceptual elaborations, right? And then that's called the wisdom of the ultimate expense. And then next one, it says the cognition of itself as an empty is a mirror-like wisdom. So mirror-like wisdom, seeing everything as an illusion. Because when we see our face in a mirror, we feel it's our face is in there, but it's fake, it's illusion. Therefore, omniscient mind seeing every existence as more like an illusion. Therefore, it's kind of like a mirror like a wisdom. And then next one is the discriminative awareness, right? Discriminative awareness, the which omniscient mind sees everything, all existence together, but not one. They see like a many existence, all existence same sees together, but they see is all different by their own how they are, not just mixed up. Even they seeing all together, not just messed up. They see is all this separately. Therefore, we call that what it says here, discriminative awareness, the discriminative wisdom. And then next, wisdom accomplish all deeds. So the omniscient minds sees that each thing's how it's functioned. Each thing's how it's functioned. It sees it. Therefore, that omniscience call is like a wisdom accomplishing all deeds. And at the end, wisdom of equanimity sees all phenomena or sees all existence equally lack of independent exits. So that's therefore their call is, when ultimate reality brings you the when you meditate on ultimate awakening minds, or you are meditating on emptiness, that cause you have to Buddha's natural body. And that Buddha natural body is not just natural Buddha's mind. Buddha's omniscient is one of the also natural body. And then natural omniscient mind is also one of the natural body or Dharmakaya, right? Both omniscient and natural omniscient, both are Dharmakaya. So therefore, you will attend both. It's cause you have that Buddha Dharmakaya or natural body, which is omniscient mind and natural omniscient mind. You will attend both. Whenever you attend it, then you will have those five wisdom also. So this is the result of accumulating wisdom merit. Or this is the result of meditating on emptiness. Once you complete it, you will achieve the Buddha's natural body. And then conventional awakened mind, when you complete it, it is which brings you resolve that Buddha's Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya or Sambhukaya, means Rupakaya, Buddha's form body. Okay, so this is the okay. The points here to talk the two different practice to cultivate it to both has to be cultivated both. You have to cultivate both conventional bodhicitta and ultimate bodhicitta. If you're missing one of those, you are not complete to attain Buddha's the bodies or Buddhahood, right? So okay. Okay, now I think this is very good, and I completed. So now from next Sunday, we're going to start from Shantideva textbook, chapter 8. Okay, chapter 8. But read it before you join to class. Read it like a few stanza, like a 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. So you read it 4 stanza and also read it the commentary. Then it will help when you join the class, make more clear, right? Okay. Any question?
I have a question.
Okay.
Actually, so as I was listening to you talk about, meditating on the emptiness of the physical body,
Mm-hmm.
is it appropriate to also meditate on
Mine.
on the emptiness of mental afflictions? And also, I started thinking about the emptiness of karma, and I'm wondering how would that, I don't even know how to ask the question, but so I'm assuming emptiness also applies to karma, does it?
Every single existence, their nature is emptiness.
Okay, so how I mean, emptiness of mental afflictions, I can kind of get my mind around, but I would love to hear you say something about the emptiness of karma. How do we think about karma from that?
Karma is dependent origination. Karma is lack of independent exits. Karma is always changed by cause and effect. These are the reasons to understanding what is the nature of karma.
So actions that have already been taken and have created karma.
Yes.
Then there's emptiness even to that karma that we've already created through our actions.
It is created because the karma has a potential to change it. Because of nature of karma is not the self arises. Nature of karma is not the independent as it exists.
Right.
Therefore, karma is changed. Therefore, we can karma produce, or therefore we can like a purified karma.
Right. Right.
That's if you understand emptiness with the one object, with the body or eye,
okay,
then every reasons are same whenever you are think on. So you think emptiness with the karma, the reasons are same. You think emptiness with the mind and mental reflections, reasons are exactly same. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, no, it's good to think about. All right. Thank you.
I was wondering, how are labels related to the dualism of the object, subject, and object? Is there anything about that? When you start labeling things, is that in any way related to the dualism, non-dualism?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
How is this related to dualism or non-dualism?
Oh yeah, when we label, it's more dualism. It's a dualism. But conventional truth that we never forget, it is truth. Dualism is not completely unbenefited, okay? Dualism help us a lot. Dualism that led us to engage all these virtues, 10 virtues. Dualism let us engage bodhicitta and compassion, other perfections practice are. So this is the way difficult part to understand emptiness. You should find out emptiness, which is non-dualism, but without rejecting dualism, without rejecting conventional truth, right? So, and another way to say, how much you understand emptiness, that much encourage you to practice compassion. That much encourage you to do virtuous actions or practice more accumulate virtues. That's how it goes. It has to go together, yeah. Because conventionally, everything is labeled, just merely labeled. But it is never forget it's functioning. It's benefiting it.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other question?
Actually, hi, Geshe.
Hello.
Louisa. I was just wondering, I don't have this text, this glorious Virvapa mind training. And today's class was so great. Would Chappelle maybe emailing?
Yes.
Thank you. Until the book is available. Okay, thank you.
If you have Mind Training, the Great Collection, it's in there. Anybody who has it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Or we can send what I have here right now, and then same time you can learn Tibetan.
Excuse me, you confused me with Janet.
I can't read that, Louisa. No way. I can just say hello and thank you.
Okay. So, okay. As you are now reading this book, I want to more clarify. Here, say the page 7, self-cognition is the enjoyment body. The self-cognition. Okay. It talks about Mahasiddha Virava, but it's a big caution about self-cognition, okay? Now, it is not saying that it's 100% wrong, okay? But it's just knowing about, just having like a discussion about self-cognition is not makes you change all other practice. All other practice which talks here, perfect. Except the self-cognition, here talking that we need to talk more about that. That's, part of, studying emptiness. I think it will become in our Lamrim when we talk about insight, okay? I cannot say exactly Chitta Mantra view. Dubchen Virava is
okay, let me say it this way. Taken literally, this would be a Chitta Mantra view.
No, we cannot see the line. When we see the word, it's not necessarily exactly what it says the meaning is it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So,
that's what I'm saying.
No, right now, when I explain that dualism, I explain with the Prasangika view. I take it literally. But the self-cognition part is not Chitta Matra. It's also Soa Tantrika also talks about self-cognitions. And then Soa Tantrika also talks self-cognitions. Yeah. Okay. Again, knowing this not makes you change other practice. Okay. All other practices are perfect. You can follow as instructed. There are no problem. Okay. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, and then be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe.
Kashi dele.